time we lived here, we built always with a view to the future and the need to maintain. This door, by the way, is the original 1926 door. We've had it restored down to the original wood. It needs to be oiled periodically. Once a year you put some tung oil on it, and that's about all you need to do. The nice thing about this living room, first of all, is one thing you notice is it's silent. We don't hear anything. Second, you can't repeat, you couldn't build this again today if you wanted to, simply because the materials aren't available. The ceiling is solid redwood beams. Fireplaces in this house that's the original, but they all have been serviced with gas, so they're also gas as well as wood burning fireplaces. Over here is full bath. This is original, and we've kept this bathroom pretty much the way it was because it was so neat. It's got the original 6-foot tub, and it has the original radiator in there. This is the theater room, and you watch your movies, watch TV, watch satellite if you want. It's all there. The kitchen was really a labor of love. It took 9 months to design it. It has a lot of unique features that I don't think you'll see in modern kitchens. This is a gas-fired, volcanic rock, cast iron grill barbecue. The other thing is the cabinets themselves were all custom cabinets, and they were designed with a lot of thought. So for example, there's not an inch of wasted space in this. When you have something in the oven and you open the oven, you need to take it out like a turkey at Thanksgiving. You need a place to set it. Down here, it's your staging area. Now you can move from here. You can take the juice out, do whatever you want. We built in a unusually large pantry in the kitchen, although there's a huge can pantry downstairs. But here's your double door pantry, all like everything else. It's on a door switch, so the light goes on the minute you open the doors. Dining room is a very special room. It also has the quarter sawed oak floors. But what's really special about this room, and which I hope that whoever buys this house will not change. I mean, if they want to repaint the walls, that's fine, I don't care. But this ceiling is a very special ceiling, and I need to tell you the story about it. There was a retired set artist who worked for MGM making motion pictures for many, many years. His name was Jack Bishop. When I bought this house in 1972, this ceiling had been covered with acoustic tile. We have the original blueprints. I looked at the blueprints and they said, solid redwood beams. And I'm thinking to myself, why would anybody cover solid redwood beams with acoustic tile? So I cut a hole in the acoustic tile, and lo and behold, there was nothing. So we took the ceiling down, and the beams unfortunately had been painted multiple times, and we spent weeks sanding them down, trying to get them back to the original solid redwood. Unsuccessfully, the paint had gotten into all of the pores of the wood. It was impossible to remove it without taking off half an inch of wood. So we just left it until Jack came along, and he looked at the ceiling and he said, you know, I can do something with this ceiling. And he spent 2 weeks here, almost like Michelangelo on his back. And he used all of the tools that he had been taught. He was trained in Italy and painted this ceiling. Every one of those beams, which looks amazingly different, is faux paint. And then he put material down the middle and glazed it, made it look like tooled leather in between the beams. In his career with MGM, he would do amazing things. He'd take a wall and make it look like it was marble. He could create illusions before they had digital special effects. But as soon as the shot was over, they'd tear it up. So this was the only work he had ever done using his skills that lasted. It wasn't being torn up after it was done. So we consider this a very special gift, and hope someone else will appreciate it. This room was added on. It's an interesting room. This house is on the historic register, and because of that, we could not change the exterior elevation of the house without getting permission from the historic preservation officer of the state of Arizona, who we met with. This was originally the garage for the first house. It had very narrow bifold doors. I think it must have had carriages. I don't know if they even had automobiles when this house was first built. And we wanted to add a second story, which we will get to, but we were told by the engineers that because the walls were made of red brick, there was no way they could determine the structural support capabilities of those walls. So in order to solve that problem, we built a room within a room. This room is actually built with steel superstructure, 8-inch I-beams. You see a little bit of protrusion in the corner there. They go straight up for 2 stories. Because we hadn't planned at that time on moving, thought we'd be here forever. You see a little panel underneath. That panel is a space underneath the spiral staircase, which I'll show you in a minute. It's got conduit going to it. It's designed, and this whole shaft was designed to add an elevator in the future, if anyone should ever want one. We go up to the sunroom conservatory. Was added in on top of the playroom, potential bedroom below. And this is a room that's very special. Again, all done with steel construction, because the beams, in fact, you can see the little cutout and where the steel beams come up in the corners to support this. It was interesting watching them do it with a big crane. There's a cupola up above that has 2 vent windows that are openable by remote control. The room into our bedroom is here, but you can see how thick this wall is. So we designed this to be a soundproof wall, and it is soundproof. And the door is custom designed with 2 layers of special insulation, so the door, when it shuts, you hear nothing. This is the master bath, and we kept most of it original. We changed out this cabinet. We kept the original 6-foot cast iron tub, but added jacuzzi to it. And we had to redo the shower because it was just too small. We had a custom shower, dual shower put in with a dome ceiling. And I think the next place I'd like to take you is to what they called the summer living room. And that was because this room that's now the theater was actually outside the house. And that's why the door we just walked through has a key lock on it, and the gate that we're going to go down for the stairs has a key lock on it, which, by the way, we have the keys. We walked down to the summer living room where they have a fireplace, and they spent time down here because at the time the house was built there was no air conditioning. So we have turned this into something far more functional for us anyway. This was the bedroom where we had our 2 boys. And because we turned into a bedroom for them, they have a full bath in here, which is kind of unique because when you open the door, a fiber optic generator goes on. It lights the rear as a window, so you don't ever walk into a dark place, and then you turn on the lights in here that you need. This is the utility room. A lot of people like to see this original boiler, which originally was coal. When we first moved in here, there was a coal chute that had been filled in. Then it was converted apparently to oil before we got here. Now it runs on natural gas, and it's all automatic. It's